Life Advice from a Hot Mess, number 8. I think it's number 8. Here we are at Fresh Meadows Reservoir. Barrett.
Hey, I'm Barrett.
Hey, Barrett. How do we know each other?
We were introduced through a mutual friend.
Where?
Chris Christopherson Jr.
Pistofferson?
So to speak.
The damaged one.
Yep.
Brought us together.
Aren't we all damaged?
That was part of the point, I believe.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Barrett is a friend of long standing of some other friends, and he's here on vacation.
It could have been Cookie that brought us together, for all I know.
Could have been Uncle Marshmallow.
Cookie Crisp.
So please post your questions in the comment section or on the Instagram pages. Some people like to do.
Why?
Do it.
Why?
You can like or subscribe if you want. I don't give a shit.
That's a cue for question.
Question.
Send in your questions.
First
They're real
question
important.
from Amelia via Instagram.
Amelia?
This is a long, multi-part question, so
Oh,
we'll
God.
do the best we can.
Can you break it down into chunks that are like
let's do
something
that.
I can actually
So
grasp?
it's a piggyback question from a previous question. We can start with that.
Okay.
How do you know if you're a hot mess?
Holy shit. Well, you got to check the temperature.
Okay, check the
Check the temperature, and then, you know, it's like a French play, and there's usually this event that happens that disrupts the fabric of whatever, you know, kind of normalcy there is.
I'm gonna adjust this.
Yeah, and it's really all about homeostasis. So, you know, if your homeostasis is really like working, like, you know, it's like sweat and, you know, like byproducts happening, that means that things are trying to put themselves back together.
Right.
It means you're not together yet. And if you kind of sense that kind of stuff, like you're in the middle of the play or at the beginning of the play,
Right.
it's probably a mess.
That's how you. Okay. So, what if you know you're a hot mess but no longer care?
Well, you got to get to the end of the book sometime.
Okay. So,
You know?
does that make you less of a hot mess, more of a psycho?
So you're trying to draw a distinction between psycho and hot mess?
I hope this is illuminating.
I
Okay.
know. Well, your viewers really want to know. Don't
Is
they?
it?
Is this all one question?
This is a multi-part question.
wow.
Okay, I know. Yeah.
God damn.
Is it
Amelia.
liberating, or the sanest response dealing with a messy mess? You don't have. I mean.
Well, now you're outside
I
the
know.
mess at this point. You pulled me outside of the ooze.
Yeah.
I thought I was the ooze.
She also wants to know: is it alluring? Is it terrifying? A recipe for disaster? Is it a coping mechanism?
Can I just put my toe onto this? See,
Yeah.
I have,
Here,
I have a
the
foot
lens
issue.
is right. The lens
Show
is
you
right.
how my toe is right there. See? See my toe? Do you see that shit?
That's
Do you even know what's happening?
That's a
with-
messy toe.
That's not happy. That's not happy feet, okay? So something else.
Slightly unrelated.
Already?
Why does everyone have a mustache these days?
Wow. Is this all
I think-
one question?
No, that's a new question.
This
is
is
a
a new question?
New question. Yeah. Why does everyone?
Why does
yeah,
everyone
we're done
have
with
a
the
mustache
hot
these
mess.
days? I think women, for them, it's liberating. You know, they feel like, hey, I can have my stash too. For small children, I think it's something in the milk. It's, you know, they're injecting the cows with something, and it's just causing that little, like, kind of pre-stash.
Yeah.
Non-mammals, I think it's related to global warming.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just too lazy to shave.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the short answer.
I'm just. I don't feel like it.
Do you consider yourself having a mustache even if you have a beard too? It's like mustache and beard, or you just have a beard that includes
No, I
this?
just do the whole thing because I've done an ironic mustache for about 5 minutes when I'm shaving.
Ironostache?
Ironostache.
What does that
and,
do?
It just looks stupid.
How do you make that?
I shave everything except
Yeah.
for the mustache.
Right.
And I look at myself in the mirror. I take a couple selfies.
Yeah,
And then I shave it off because I'm sorry, I can't do it.
just get rid of it. I don't do
Yeah.
stashes. Never did.
Um,
Sorry, guys.
So I think this next question came from Uncle Marshmallow.
Okay.
Okay.
Marshy.
Drugs up your dick or in your eyeball?
You know, recently I've had this thing where I'm at the retinologist's place, And he's like, you know, you have this problem. Like, you know, when you look at a piece of graph paper, all the lines are supposed to be straight.
Yeah.
But when I look at the piece of graph paper, the lines are distorted and warped. But it's just one eye. So I go to the retinologist. I'm like, Doc, you know, this thing with the warping of the lines, and I can't watch Wimbledon, and I just get distracted because of the lines. Yeah, I don't know if the ball's in or out and shit. Anyway, he's like, do you mind if I inject your eye? And I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound real great, Doc. And he's like, well, you know, let's just do this. Lean back. Does the eye drops, and then puts this clasper thing on the eye. You're leaning back, and then he comes at you, and you can't exactly close your eyes to not watch at that point.
Because it's held open.
Because the
Clockwork
eye is
Orange
held
type thing?
open, and then he comes in, and he injects you in that space right at the base of the eyeball, underneath your lid, and then does a couple shots in there. It's not pleasant.
Does he do a local before that at least?
Some sort of like drops that localize the
Okay.
anesthesia.
Yeah.
So I would go with eyes.
All right.
Yeah. Because
Um,
the waviness in my vision has decreased.
I don't have those problems with my vision.
Mhm.
I'd rather find a vein in my dick, but that's me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. Do you have a big dick hole?
Big enough. Big enough the liquid goes through.
Well, bro, you know, I think the oceans have enough straws in them. That's all I want to say about your choice.
Okay. All right.
Damn.
No more straws in the ocean.
Nope.
Okay. Slightly serious question. How do you meet people in a new town? You move to a new town.
Right.
Meet new people. Hey, peanut gallery. Get the fuck out of here.
Someone's scrotal sack is distracting me right now.
Yeah. Put it back in your
so
pants, Chris.
say I would move to a new town like Jerusalem. Like I
Okay.
want to get out there.
Right.
I want to like check
Sao
out the
Paulo,
embassy and
whatever.
everything. And then I gotta meet new people.
You gotta meet new people.
Huh. Wow. It's just so easy. I think public transportation is a great choice.
Okay.
You know, because you're there anyway. You're next to the person. You might need a tissue. They might need a tissue.
Right. So carry tissues.
Carry some tissues.
Carry
Or
tissues.
don't carry them and then ask for them.
Oh.
Or carry them and then pretend like you don't have them and ask for them.
Right. So
You
you're covered.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Okay.
Wet wipes might
That
be
was
good.
such a serious question.
Alright.
Can we get to something lighter?
How many times can you click a clicker before it breaks and you have to replace it?
This reminds me of the Tootsie Pop commercial. It's like, how many licks does it take to get to the
Get
candy
the fuck
center?
out of here.
And I believe it's 1, 2,
Crunch.
3.
Yeah.
And
Well,
was that an owl doing the licking on that?
it was
Some
an
sort of-
owl.
it was an owl,
It was
right?
an owl, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it depends on who makes the clicker. Nowadays, it seems like there's planned obsolescence.
Mm-hmm. Those
So
clicker,
if you buy
makers.
an old used clicker, it'll
Mhm.
last longer.
so it's like a conspiracy.
Yes.
Newness is actually something that is disposable, whereas the oldness is something that will last. I mean, if it's still
Yeah.
around
Because
anyway,
things
it's
were
proof
were made to last, and now they're
Right.
not built to last.
on purpose.
Yeah. So
What
you
about
buy new
us?
shit.
How does that make you feel? Like as a thing?
As I'm approaching being old,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've held up all right.
Okay, so you're built to last.
Some days I feel that way. Some days I feel like no.
Like I was thinking, we were driving around the cliffs yesterday, and it was so easy to just drive off, right? And I just
Well-
feel like, say I drove off and I was like, you know, half like cut in half and like limbs broken and bones coming out. I think I wouldn't die that easy. You know what I mean? I just think my body's used to living. It would be hard to put
Yeah.
me down, I think, really.
Wouldn't in a situation like that, wouldn't you want to die easy?
You might
wouldn't,
want.
Wouldn't it be
I
just
think
painful?
you would. Right. So you think,
Just
oh, I'm going to
awful.
commit this wonderful suicide in this beautiful landscape. I'm going to take off. I'm going to let my friends, you know, off out of the car first. I don't want to bring them
Oh, okay.
with me.
Okay, so I was
So I'm
thinking
just
that
gonna-
would be selfish if
Plus,
you
Chris's
didn't
car's
let
got
them
to
out.
go anyway. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it is getting old.
You don't want to take down people with you, you know. So like, but I can just imagine myself in the bottom of the cliff, like still living.
That's what did it. That Keith.
That's a frightening thought.
Thank
that
you.
That
I
will
know.
actually keep me from driving off the cliff
Right.
as we go back.
Probably don't want
because
to.
I don't want to.
It might sound like fun at first, but I just
No,
don't
no,
think
the
it would be.
fall will be fun,
The fall part
but
would
the
be good.
landing will be
Right.
the worst.
Because you could die by air that way. Because I know about dying by fire and by water. Those are pretty concrete.
Sure.
But dying by air, like how would you do that? I think that's a viable option.
No, I think
Launching
I think
yourself
I think
into
you would
it.
die by earth and trees, rocks, and no. Ugh.
The air wouldn't kill you.
I don't think so.
Right.
No, the cliffs
You got a
aren't
really
that
good
high.
point. I'm gonna work
no.
on that.
No. Okay, so
Alright.
here we are. Let me see if I get this in order. Sometimes I get this out of order. Let's do it. Let's do unsolicited advice.
Okay.
What advice, Barrett, do you have for our viewers?
You know, that reminds me of this time I was coming into my building. I live in Manhattan, and there's elevators, and they're not always right there opening their doors for you. So, standing there, and these two French, ostensibly homosexual people came up. They were all interacting with humans, and they were asking, what is your advice? Or what if you had to say one thing, like words to live by, what would it be? And I just really narrowed it down to one word. Breathe.
I think that's a Yoko Ono quote.
Okay. Is that at the top of the ladder?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So in the immortal words of Yoko Ono, breathe. Or as-
Thank you. Thank you, Yoko.
Thanks. All right. From Cal. This is the last episode was Cal. I don't think you know Cal.
From Cal.
From Cal.
Give it to me,
This is
Cal.
a multi-part question, so
Oh, God.
yeah, sorry.
Just break it down for me, right?
Condom or no condom? AIDS or no AIDS?
Wait, that's two questions.
Yes.
Can I just answer one?
Yes.
I don't think I'm, like, really reproducing at this point, so you go no condom.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're sterile.
And then, anyway, you have 19 days in the womb before it has a heartbeat.
Right.
So you could always do the RU-486.
Right.
You know, that's
Get
always...
it.
Yeah, just... So I would go no.
Morning after.
The AIDS thing? I would just... You know,
It's
it
not
could
as
go
big
either
deal
way.
as it used to be.
Right, but I just say no. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
You
mean-
might be.
Okay, I'd rather not myself.
Right.
But,
I think generally a no is a good,
okay.
probably choice. Probably.
And then yeah, he retracted that question. So pretend that you didn't answer that. And then he
What was
asked,
this
well,
dude's name again?
Cal.
Cal.
Hi, Cal. We love
Thinking,
you.
dude. Come on,
So
man.
what do you do? Okay, so you have a bird's nest. The birds make a nest on your porch. Right outside your sliding glass door.
Sure.
You're up in the mountains in
No. Could
somewhere.
be in the suburbs or whatever.
Yeah. What do you do about the birds?
Well, you don't want to open the door. You want to go out the back door and you let them do their thing. Like my stepmother actually has 2 robins right now. It's a very timely question, Cal. I don't know if that's from you still, but
Yeah.
she
that's what
has
Cal-
them, and there's a pane of glass above the door, and they're, making their nest, and they're having babies. But if you went out the door, it might disrupt all that.
You'd
So you
scare
just
the
wanna-
mother, and then the babies would die.
Yeah, and that would just be a mess. Like,
Okay.
I don't think robins. Can you eat? You could eat some robin's eggs.
You could eat robin's eggs.
I'm sure.
But if they're fertilized, then they'd have little robin fetuses in them.
Yeah. Oh, right. After 19 days, man.
Yeah. So what? Well, no gestation period for a robin. Who knows? I don't even know what that
Like
is.
4 hours, something.
So the only problem I have with the bird's nest is the shit on the porch. So
Right.
I would put some kind of pan,
Uh-huh.
catch the shit, and then you could actually use the guano as fertilizer.
Ah.
But leave them alone.
Okay.
if they're
I think we're together on that one.
Leave them
Thank
alone.
you.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
here's the part where you ask a question
Right.
of the next guest. Who's the next guest? I don't know.
Should I fuck over the next guest and like ask a multi-part question like Cal and Amelia?
It's up to you, man.
I don't know where the bananas are.
You know, Ezekiel saw a wheel way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air.
We move stuff around.
Tell me what the wheel is.
Want some bread?
What is the wheel?
What is the wheel Ezekiel saw?
Okay.
That's for
to,
you,
to the next
future guest.
contestant. All right. Good night, everybody. I'll be posting this a day late. You'll
I'm
forgive
Barrett. Bye.
me. Good night.
Love you, Mom.
Wait a minute. Turn this.